Eu tenho chinês shiitake aqui.
Aí,
então pronto.
Faça um topping.
Um topping. Ai, que chique.
Faz um top.
Então, ó, deixa para os meninos escolher. Eu voto na rúcula.
Eu não sou menina.
Eu voto na rúcula.
Hoje é todes, hein? Hoje não é todos nem todas, é todes. Todes.
Ou preguiça disso que eu tenho, viu? Se é todos, já é todos.
Todos, né? Já engloba todos, né? Para que tem que ser todos?
So
name is Adam.
Adam.
Lindsay?
Lindsay. Who's Lindsay?
E aí, a pizza aqui? Alguém
Então,
me
pede aí,
ajuda?
vamos decidir. Então, pede essa daí.
Hello, Lindsay.
Seco, rúcula.
I'm not Lindsay. I'm Adam.
How are you?
His name's Adam.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, there's just a little noise in the background.
Yeah, very nice. Oh, I'm gonna. You can sit here.
É ralado, né?
Hi, Adam.
Good evening.
This is David.
Hi, David.
How's it going?
Nice to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you as well. I'm trying to get.
When you get in, go sit there because the noise is a little bit less there.
Oi, boa noite. Nós vamos querer uma pizza.
Glad we could join up this evening. You guys are out of Brazil?
Yeah, we're in São Paulo.
São Paulo. Hey,
You know Brazil?
I've heard of it. I haven't been there, but I've heard of it.
Where from, my friend?
I'm up in upstate New York.
New York. What about New York?
New York City?
Yeah.
I'm about 30 minutes from the city.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Yeah. But as you can see, this is not the city. We got trees, we got hammocks.
I'm gonna close my microphone and my video. We're gonna talk to David. We're gonna record everything. That's okay for you?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, so that's fine. Thank you. Pleasure to meet you, my friends. See you soon.
Yes.
Bye.
Take care.
Yeah,
Hey.
Adam.
There you are.
Adam, he's gonna do the recording for us, so they may want to ask a question or two. In the purpose,
Perfect.
I'm really interested in, experiencing what you do, because I don't know exactly. I've read a lot about the Akashic Library and about the records, but maybe you can go ahead and just, let me know what you do.
Okay. Yeah, so the Akashic Records comes from the Sanskrit word Akash, and that means heavens or sky or outer space, or basically the heavens. So the library of the Akashic Records are actually an heavenly library. Basically, it's God's memory. And the way to access that is sort of get in tune with God, and then the information sort of flows through. Like, it's sort of like getting on a radio station, like you tune the radio, and if you get the right frequency, information will come in, you'll hear a radio station. It's kind of like that.
Yes.
So in the library, it's the record of souls. So every person has a shelf dedicated to their soul. And every book on each shelf, this is all symbolic, of course, Every book on each shelf in this library documents the experience of one lifetime in the mortal realm. So when we access this lifetime's book, we get this. You look around, it's your life. When we access past lives or future lives, we're sort of shifting through karma to get you to get through to that information. So say in this life, you, God forbid, get sentenced to prison. And then we look at that consequence that's happening and we're like, where did that come from? And if you can't explain it completely from this life, you would reach back into the past further before birth to see what could have caused you to be in so much trouble in this life. So for example, if you were a prisoner, maybe in a previous life you were a prison guard and you wanted to get the karma repaid back to you for mistreating inmates. So now you come back and you want to be imprisoned, and the opportunities line up in life and you go to prison. And that was your karma, of course. But if you can't explain it from, like, maybe you had karma in this lifetime that leads to that, then of course go with that first. But there are times when it requires a deeper explanation than what you get from regular psychology that only deals with this life. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. I'm following you totally. You're doing a great job explaining, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's what I do. So usually I do this in text form, but since we're on video, this is an interesting opportunity to do this, you know, this kind of format. Sometimes I do readings in person. It's kind of strange because what usually happens is after I'm done reading, people are crying. You know, it's a very emotional process having an Akashic Records reading generally, and people just have a tendency to burst out crying. It's very strange.
It can be overwhelming. I'm sure it can be overwhelming, and some of it I'm sure is hard to believe.
Oh yeah.
But the more information you have and the more pieces that you can put together, you know, it seems like it all gels. And that's what's fascinated me about this whole concept. I'm a self-educated person. I came across the Akashic Library of Records just by, you know, surfing the web, pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
And trying to understand what is, like you said, more of a symbolic expression, because the library is not really a library like we would consider a library to be.
Exactly.
But you know, at the same time, we can apply the concept of what, like, library science is all about, and how libraries keep track of all of the data in records. And if we can, you know, I'm Adam, I'm the type of person, I believe that we are a holographic, really believe that we're an expression of energy, just like a computer would be. It's just that we take this physical form as a, like, for example, me as a man, you as a man, and
Something to say about that hologram.
Well, I was rambling on a little bit. So maybe we can, what is your background? What brought you into this type of service? We lost contact a little bit. Are you there? Hello? Hello? Is he still on? Was he disconnected? The signal's weak, or? No.
There we are. Sorry,
Okay,
I just had like a connection issue.
not a problem.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move over here. This will probably get a better signal.
Great.
Okay. So, I heard you mention the holographic reality, and I was wondering if you ever heard of light crystals.
I have not heard of light crystals.
Well, it's just another name for matter. And all this is basically, you look around, it's all crystallized light. Our whole body is light. The ground, the trees, the sky, the air we breathe, it's made of light. You know, Einstein proved E equals mc squared. So the E stands for energy, the M stands for mass or matter, and C is the speed of light squared. So energy and mass are interchangeable by that theory. And so light crystals are basically an order of that matter, that energy. And that's what this world is made of. So I'm sorry, my dogs are just bugging me. You hear them, right? They're in the back. Oh my God.
You have a beautiful house and a beautiful landscape there.
We have wild turkeys and deer. It's amazing.
Are you native to that area?
Oh yeah, I grew up around here.
Are you Indian?
I'm part Indian. Half Indian. My dad's Indian.
Yeah, you look a lot Indian.
I get that. I also get Spanish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But my mom is from the Philippines, and she's her last name before she got married, her maiden name, Sanchez. So I got Indian and I got Spanish in there somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And maybe a little Portuguese, maybe a little Brazilian Portuguese from the Amazon.
Yeah.
Now your light crystals have been spread throughout Brazil just by having us this conversation.
Absolutely.
Really
That's
wonderful.
the amazing thing, because information is crystallized light too. So when you record this video onto a hard disk, it's kind of like how they used to do audio recordings when they were using wax, wax records.
Yes.
They would turn on these recording devices, and it would literally etch the sound into that record as they were playing the music in the room where they were playing it, which is so incredible.
Incredible. Exactly.
How does that even work? It's incredible that even works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How does any of this work now? Now, with all of the information that we have and available to us, the first time ever in human history that we have everything at our fingertips so that we can talk about things like light crystals. I'm more familiar with time crystals. Are you familiar with the time crystals?
I've heard of time crystals, but that's pretty similar. They're just a different kind of crystal.
Yeah, exactly. But now what the MIT discovered at Massachusetts Institute of Technology discovered that they can synthetically produce these time crystals in a laboratory. And part of what we're doing here, and the reason why I want to learn more about the Akashic Library in the records, is because we want to create a portal and utilize time crystals in quantum radio frequency to help people to navigate into the library at will. And so some of what we're doing involves technology. And when I say that, we're working with the federal government and all of the ministries, like Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Science and Technology, the Ministry of Labor. So the project that we're doing is a inclusive, holistic, integrated project. I can go on a lot of different subjects and tangents in our conversation, but the real purpose of having this conversation is so that I can mention the work that you do, Adam, to other people so that they can contact you individually. And,
Yes.
and if it's a business that you do, this is a business for you, isn't it?
It is. It's a business as much as it is a calling. If I didn't get any money for this, I would still do it. And I've put more into it than I've got out of it. It's more like a calling, but if it turns a profit, that's good too. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. You know, it's all about the resources and our intelligence. Let's put that to those things to use first. And then if money flows, then we need to be responsible about it and understand, you know, the negative side of having too much money.
Yeah, that's the problem too.
Yeah.
It's like fame, you know, being known by a few people is a good thing. Being known by everybody is not always a good thing.
No, and that's what they say in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't want that. They want the opportunity, but when the paparazzi and everybody starts chasing them and their privacy is given away, then they become slaves to a system that they thought they were liberated from. So
it's all a similar thing with money.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I do want to do is have a strong, build a strong relationship with you, so that a relationship of trust that I can help to expand opportunities for you to reach other people. Whether how you deal with it is how you're going to deal with it. You know, what type of information do you need from me to do a reading?
Okay, so usually what I noticed, you mentioned technology. What I use is an inner technology. It's something everyone has within themselves. It's you get in tune with here, and then the other energies sort of vibrate and they give you information that you need to do the reading. So it's a very empathic process. We share stories and emotions, and through that we increase the energy of our words and our stories. And as that is communicated between us, I get information from the Akash, and it flows through me.
And
I'll say something to you.
And that is something that you would train, for example, me to be able to access that myself on my own. So
yes,
I could go into the records at will, pretty much.
That I learned from a book. You can learn from me. And it's very simple. Anyone can do it. It's just a matter of being in tune with the energy of the records. Like I said, like a radio station. If you tune your radio to the wrong station, you won't get the music you want to hear. So getting in tune with the records is a specific frequency of information from God.
Does everyone have an individual frequency signal? Or is it everyone has an individual, like a fingerprint?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just that some people's, most people actually, it can get distorted. Your signal can get distorted because of trauma, because of karma, and also because of the veil of ignorance. We come into this life forgetting all our past lives, so we can fully experience this life. We forget our spiritual nature, our connectedness with the divine. We forget all that just to be human. And those become distortions that can block you from accessing the divine information. But when you clear those blocks, anyone should be able to access it. You should access it. I should access it. Everyone should be able to access it.
And you can, from my understanding, the Akashic records is all things in the past, present, and future.
Yes. So I don't, the way I try to explain time is non-linearly. So there are timelines that you can go through. There are multiple endpoints in the past, endpoints in the future, and there are parallel realities right now that we're shifting through constantly. And depending on our conscious intention or unconscious intention, we are we're moving matter around just to live our life. We're moving ourselves around, and if you just tune into the Akash and you tune into a higher level of consciousness, you get more information rather than just going through your life day by day, sort of routinely. The opposite is routine. So between routine and just sort of falling asleep and dreaming, we have consciousness. And when you're conscious, you can make all sorts of creative decisions, all sorts of creative decisions that will impact the rest of your life and the universe at large. So that's the goal, to be able to consciously create your own life and do it in such a way that it's graceful rather than painful. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. And that would be wonderful to be able to have some enjoyment and pleasure, which is, we live in a world where it seems like there's a lot of pain and suffering and a lot of confusion right now. Where with the war in Russia, for example, is like hard to imagine 2022 that we're still involved with such barbaric action. I don't know how to even word it, but it's troubling. But on a personal level, but just by looking at me.
Hey,
are you
sorry? I'm back.
okay?
It's that connection issue again. I don't know what that is. When I'm outside, sometimes it does that.
Yes. Well, maybe our signals are somebody's trying to scramble our signals because we're on the path.
Oh, yeah. There is definitely a lot of powerful people that don't want the regular average Joe to wake up. Because when enough of us wake up, their job is done. No more job for them.
Right. What I try to do in my life is to try to think about the wholeness and not the separation. So when you use a word like them and us, it already sets a stage of like separation. So what I try to do is focus on one word, simple word is the word we, W-E.
Yep.
Because we does not have an opposite.
Right.
We means you, me, them, us, everybody. And so what we try to teach here is the wholeness and like I said, holistic and inclusiveness.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying all positive. I mean, the positive and the negative make the whole. Without both of those poles, you have nothing. But we're trying to empower people and give people the confidence and also the information, the facts. We're trying to give people the facts. We talk about things like the Akashic Library, this is so new for people. It's really, I try to talk to people about this. So there's a small percentage, maybe 1% of the people that I talk to that have even heard of the Akash. But yet, you know,
It's more
out of
well
the-
known in Hindu circles.
yeah, inner circles,
Hindu
in the
circles.
Hindu circles,
Yes.
yes, and inner circles, in
Inner
mystics,
circles.
in
Yes.
mystics, in ancient texts, and things that we didn't have access to, but now a lot of those records and artifacts are being disclosed to us. And like I said, we live in a miraculous moment in history. We have all the information. The problem for me is that political pressures stop the information from getting to a point where people can be awake. Like you said, there's certain people that are enjoying the way things are and don't want anything to change. There's no reason for them to change. They have everything that they ever imagined, and they have power, and they have influence, and they control the deep state, basically the deep state. So when you see, can you feel any energy from me, like just by looking at my face, or is there information already that you're receiving from me without me even asking a question or answering any of your questions? Can you do a reading right now?
Just from that?
Yeah, just from what just from
That's
me
not
being,
usually, yeah, I get some of your energy, but what I tend to do usually is we go into your life story. So, and things that affect you emotionally, because those are the strongest energies which we can work with. The purpose of doing a reading is not to do like a magic trick or anything to pull information from nowhere, but what we want to do is amplify the information that we can get. So the more we have, because it expands from there. You know what I mean?
yes. So what is the first process in us being able to share in stories? How long does this process take? Is it multiple contacts that we make, or, you know?
Usually I get it done in one reading in about an hour, but and it's also something that's very personal, and normally when you want to do that, you want to do that with a private session. You know, you have confidence and everything. You know, like kind of like a therapy session. You don't want your therapist to give you like a session in front of like a live studio audience. You know what I mean? Because that could get a little uncomfortable, kind of like Dr. Phil. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want your whole reading to be a Dr. Phil episode. You know,
It could be interesting if it worked out for you. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, if it was something that everyone said, "Oh, that is amazing." I'll give you an example. The story for me being here in Brazil, and I'll make it really short, is 25 years of time has gone by from the first time that I came here. 25 years ago, I had no idea where I was. I had never traveled out of the United States.
Oh,
And
wow.
I came here through the U.S. Department of Commerce. So I came here with official credentials, and my role was to expand opportunities for American technology around the world. And I chose Brazil as the place that I wanted to do work. And 25 years later, I will tell you that my original purpose or intention has been totally washed away. And everything that's happened over the course of 25 years, now I can look back, because I think I somehow intuitively access the Akashic records. I think somehow, you know, I've managed to find a way to make that connection, like you said, between my heart. The first place for me now is my heart. 25 years ago, the first place was my head. I thought I could think my way through everything.
Usually that's not actually the head. Usually that's the root or sacral chakra. So it's not really the head. It's more like you're thinking down at the base of your spine and just over that.
Right.
And then we rise up to the heart chakra.
Yes, and that's exactly right. I think my root chakra was clogged and the energy wasn't flowing. And I didn't even know about the chakras, and I didn't know about things like ayahuasca. You know, ayahuasca. So I've done ayahuasca 3 times, and I've done hape, and I've done plant medicine, and I've done spiritual connections and different rituals, indigenous rituals. And so over the last, I would say, almost 10 years now, I've been on this spiritual journey and not focused on me doing anything, really. It's been more about me not doing and surrendering and surrendering. And now today, I'm really happy to say that I'm a happy person. I'm a really happy person.
You look that way. You got a big smile on your face. Look at you.
Well, and I just got a shave today. I hadn't shaved for 3 months. I live on an island. I live on an island just off the coast here of the mainland with my wife. It's just her and myself on this island. So I spend a lot of time in isolation.
Oh, wow.
In solitude. So I have a lot of time to think. But what I've learned to do is not think and just meditate and just be in nature. Just go and do meditational walks and just sit there, just be still and be patient. And you know, there's no, for me, I was always anxious. I always had like a problem with anxiety and worry. I always worried about everything. And I read something that Osho, do you follow Osho?
I know Osho.
Osho said anxiety comes from you not wanting to wait for anything. But the way to overcome anxiety is to tell yourself that you may have to wait forever, for an eternity. And if you can wait for an eternity for something, then everything happens at the moment. And you don't have anxiety anymore. And it took me a little while to really understand, you know, how can somebody with so much anxiety say, oh, I can just wait for an eternity. And if it doesn't happen, it's okay. I mean, for me, I was more of a deterministic person that believes that if I did everything that I could possibly do, I was going to be successful. You know, I have that American independence attitude. And this is Independence Weekend, the 4th of July coming up, by the way. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
And so some of that, the anxiety that I had was artificial. And it was just a programming issue that I had. And I think over the course of the last few years, I've been able to deprogram myself. And by going to the Akashic records, the only way that I found that I could go to those records is by emptying everything. The only way that I could get into the library is if I didn't bring anything with me. And when I was in the library, I couldn't bring anything out.
Oh.
Is that true?
No, you can bring things out.
You can.
You can bring things out.
But can you bring physical things out?
In a sense, yes. You can't. You get the information you need to create the physical experience of what you're trying to do.
Right. You can see, from my understanding, Adam, you can get blueprints, you can get engineering drawings, you can get a lot of details, but you can't carry those details with you. What I found is if I can empty my mind to zero, and I go into the library and I ask a specific question and go to the specific shelf, like you said, my life is on a shelf. If I can go to that shelf, then I can remember only what I need to remember. I can't remember it all. I can't remember it all.
Right. There's too much information.
It's way too much. It's overload. And you wouldn't want all of that information. There'd be nothing to get. I don't want to use the word gain, but what we're talking about is gaining peace of mind.
And from what I can tell, from what you've been saying, you definitely have a long shelf, a lot of books. Because for one, you're at the place where you've found the spirit side of things. That's one sign that you must have had a lot of lives before. The next sign is you are also spending a lot of time in isolation and making peace with your mind. That's another sign. That's almost that you're shy away from Buddhahood. So you're almost Buddha.
Almost
there.
Well,
But
I think
then when you get there, you realize you were already there.
that's
So it kind of comes around like that.
right. That's why I was saying, with the attitude of being holistic, there's nothing that you can do because you're already complete. But
Yeah.
if we think that we need to do something because we're not worthy or something, like you said, oh, you're on one step away from Buddha. I think I'm already at Buddha.
There you go.
I think I'm already Jesus. I think I'm already Gandhi. I think I'm already Adam, and
There you
Adam
go.
is already David. But I am struggling. I will say this. I am struggling in some ways. For example, this weekend, this is the first day where this weekend is called Soul Weekend. Soul, Soul weekend. And we have a variety of different activities that we're doing starting this today. About 3 or 4 hours ago, we started recording different interviews, and we're preparing to make a documentary film called Biodome. And Biodome is the 5D, the fifth dimension living matrix. It's not a physical dome. It uses electromagnetic frequency and resonance for communication, for energy, for everything. The biodome is a self-sustaining system. So this weekend, Soul Weekend, we're making these recordings, and I want to thank you so much for the time that you're sharing, because I know that we were communicating a little bit, and then I broke off, and then today it just worked out that we were able to make this contact, and it's really been very helpful. And hopefully we can include, with your permission, we can include, maybe have a follow-up interview and include you in the movie. You can be in the Biodome movie and as an expert.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And also, before we wrap things up, I have the web page and the Facebook page. Everyone can contact me through Facebook. My website is akashicrecordslibrary.weebly.com. It's on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Which if you Google the Library of the Akashic Record, it should be the first hit on Google for that. I rank. And if you get on my Facebook, you can contact me for anything. We met through Facebook, you and me, but anyone watching this who wants to talk to me personally and have a reading for themselves in a private, confidential setting, we can definitely do that. And I hope to be able to help you guys as much as I can. So,
do you ever travel to, do you do conferences, or do you speak in the public?
I'm open to doing public speaking over the internet. I haven't done any live events like that, really. I don't have experience doing that, but I could, I guess, eventually do that. Everything I've done so far with the library is sort of been between my laptop, my cell phone, my iPad, and basically wherever I am. I use Facebook a lot. I'm on Facebook. I have a blog, and that's all on the website. We also have recommended reading, like it's it's a library, so you get recommended reading. We have Amazon links. If you purchase a book through our website, we get a little commission. That's my mom. Hi, Ma.
Hi.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
You have a wonderful son. Adam's doing great work.
Oh, you're from where?
From Brazil. Brazil.
Oh,
Sao
Brazil.
Paulo.
oh, okay. Adam's doing great work.
That's
Yes,
right.
he's saving a lot of souls.
Oh, that's very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you
Okay,
later,
my dear.
Ma.
It's nice meeting you. Okay.
Nice meeting you also.
All right.
Ciao. Have a good afternoon.
You
Good
too.
evening.
Okay.
It's a beautiful sunny day there. It's a beautiful 4th of July weekend you guys have.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a barbecue?
It's 90 degrees, and we're gonna go jogging.
90 degrees.
Yeah, we're gonna go jogging.
Okay. Is Adam, you're gonna go jogging also?
Oh no, I'm done for the day. Yeah, I'm not gonna jog today. Maybe another time. Hey babe.
Wait, what?
That's my youngest, my middle daughter.
Your middle daughter.
Middle daughter. I got 3
Wonderful.
daughters.
Wow.
Yep.
Hi.
She's 5. This is Luna.
Hi, Luna. Nice to meet you.
They're coming out the house right now. That's fun.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Wonderful to meet you, Adam. This has
It's
been
been
such
good
a
meeting you
pleasure.
too. I hope we
Such a-
can do a lot more of this in the future. You know, anyone who comes to me, you know, I'm a healer by trade. So let's help some people.
Is that what you do for work? Do you actually have a job, or is this your job?
This is my job.
It's awesome.
This is my job.
Luna, inside.
Excellent. And keep doing good work. If I can be of a resource at all, if there's any questions or anything that comes to you that you want to share, just send me a message. We'll stay in touch.
Okay. Thanks, David.
Thanks so much, Adam.
And I think we're out of time. So peace and love and divine light to everyone. Okay.
And same to you.
Thank you. All right.
Okay. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye. Shit.